Kamarul Shukri. So the first elimination that we would like to present to all of you today is actually about the elimination of the trailer nearby the blow-down drum. So the hazard that involved in this elimination is actually about the ergonomic hazard due to poor condition or poor design of the workplace. So the thing that we must do is actually we should eliminate the trailer nearby the blow-down drum or blow-down stack and relocated it to the far away from the power plant. Because of what? Because we believe with this way we can prevent a lot of death due to the explosion, if and only if the explosion is occur.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Faiz Hilmi bin Azman. I will present the elimination of ergonomic hazard. The process or hazard involved is ergonomic hazard. Special technique features of the control: use machine to lift and move goods instead of human. The main function of this hazard controls: machine can replace human for heavy lift job and eliminates ergonomic hazard such as back pain. For example, lifting and moving heavy goods can be done by using forklift instead of human.
And the first substitution that we would like to present to all of you is the substitution of toxic chemical to less toxic chemicals. So the hazard that involved in this substitution is actually the chemical hazard due to use of lead. And the thing is, we would like to recommend to substitute the use of lead to the use of non-lead or less lead chemical content, such as titanium dioxide, which first used in 19th century, and it is contained in food coloring, and toothpaste, which we can conclude as safe enough to use. And the second example we can use to substitute the use of lead is the zinc. Why? We would like to recommend this step because the use of non-lead or less lead chemical content will able to avoid toxicity and also prevent health issue, especially among children. Why we would like to focus on children? Because children tend to ingest lead 4 to 5 times more than others, and the lead is actually sweet, and children tend to lick it again and again. So this will cause the nervous system damage and delay development. Next is it will cause reproductive problems because it will decrease the sperm production and cause death due to high level because lead is carcinogen like lead.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Mac-Jun. I would like to present the substitution from pesticide to inorganic pesticides. So as in this picture, the hazard involved is pesticide hazard, which is chemical hazard. This is because pesticides contain harmful chemical substance which give adverse health effects, especially to living organism. So how to control this is by using inorganic pesticide, inorganic pesticide such as copper sulfate, ferrous sulfate. Inorganic pesticide is cheaper to buy and they release nutrients much faster. So what's the function of this control is that it can reduce a disease to human.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zul Ikhwan. Today I would like to talk about the engineering controls, which is in process control or automation. What is the process or hazard involved in this situation? The chemical hazard and the use of conventional painting. How do we identify the special technique features of the control? We paint with a brush and use endless spray method. It is to reduce the paint that are released to the air, thus reduce the change it get inhaled by the workers. Okay, second, I would like to talk about the engineering control, which is the enclosure. The process involved is the chemical hazard, and by doing the test involving chemical in open work environment. How do we identify the special technical features of the control? By using fume hood to doing the work involving chemicals. It is to keep the chemicals away from the workers and prevent the workers from directly contact with the chemicals. Last, I would like to talk about the engineering controls. Involve the ventilation. The process involved is about the chemical hazard, the chemical that are evaporated in the air. How do we identify? By using industrial ventilation fans. It is to eliminate the chemicals that are in the air to prevent the harm to the health. Okay, thank you.
Next is engineering control, isolation. The hazard involved is, as in this picture, is chemical hazard, which is frequently happen in our laboratory, where we expose to chemical which then give hazard to us. So how to control this is by placing laboratory chemicals in a fume hood. So this can control by minimizing the amount of contact workers with the chemicals, so that we will not expose to chemicals which then give bad effects to us. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nazmi Hierachy. So today I will present about the administrative controls, which is work practice. So what is process and hazards involves? So the hazards involved is ergonomic hazards. So workers who works in hot environments are exposed to risk and dehydration. So how do we identify special technical features of the control? So we need to have a cooler rest area and provide fluids and cold drinks to the workers to rehydrate. So the identification of the main functions of the control. So how does it works? In reducing the protection of hazards. So we need to provide the workers with a cool place for them to rest and cool off from the high temperature, as well as giving them cool drinking water so that they don't dehydrate. Next is the administrative controls involving training and supervision. So what is the process and hazards involved? So process and hazards involved is chemical hazard. As you can see here, we have performing maintenance that involve toxic substances that requires proper training and constant supervision. So how do we identify special technical features of the control? So we need to provide the workers with enough training in doing their respective jobs and supervise the workers by assigning appropriate supervisor and that expertise with the maintenance and handling of the chemical substances. So how do we identify the identification of the main functions of the control, how does it works? So how does it works is to maximize the efficiency of the work, as well as to minimize the amount of accidents from happening that may related to the hazard involved in the work. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurfatin Amira Muhammad Najib, and I'm going to explain about the administrative controls about the good housekeeping. So it is important to have to keep our house in a good condition by practicing the good housekeeping. Okay, one of the example of the hazard is the chemical hazard. The example is the dust and dirt in the house. Okay, so why it is very important? Because dust, we know that it can give a bad effect to, especially for our human health. For example, it can cause the respiratory problems, and it can cause for those people who have the respiratory problems, especially like asthma. It can make the people getting more worse. So how to overcome, which is the special technical features of the control. I suggest using the suitable vacuum cleaners. Okay, vacuum cleaners, there are many types of vacuum cleaners, so we must use according to what types of the hazard that we face. Okay, for example, here's is vacuum to clean the walls, ceilings and machinery. This is the ordinary vacuum cleaners that we always use, like in the pictures. And the next one is special purpose vacuums. Okay, these types of vacuums is usually fitted with the we call as HEPA filters. What is HEPA? HEPA is actually high efficiency particulate air, which it is actually it trap the type of fine particles that usually being found in the asbestos and also in the fiberglass. So what the vacuum cleaners do, okay, the main functions is to reducing the pollutant in the house in order to have the good air to breathe. So by have the good air ventilation, it will reduce the human health problems and we can live more happily.
I will be presenting about two type of administrative control, which is emergency preparedness and general hygiene, sanitary and facilities. Okay, first about the emergency preparedness, what is the process or hazard involved? In my case, I put that example, it's chemical hazard, which is spilling of volatile, hazardous and toxic chemicals like benzene. Okay, the special technical feature of the control, which is we have to design the emergency plan and it has to consistent with the emergency drill. Can you imagine that we have an emergency plan, but if we didn't have any drill, so people will be panic like where to go, and like they will jump off the window, like the people will die. Okay, the main function of the control, how does it work in reducing or protection of hazard? This plan was made for workers to be prepared during the emergency occurrence. The workers already exposed to emergency routes and evacuation will be eased. Okay, that's for emergency preparedness. Now we go to the personal hygiene practices, sanitary and facilities. The hazard involved in this case is biological hazard, which is like fungi, molds, viruses and other microorganisms. Like in our hand, there's a lot of microorganisms that we can't even see it. So we have to do a proper hygiene step, which is we have to wash our hand before going to do work, eating or drinking. Okay, special technical feature of the control. There are few of factory which they already prepared a portable automatic hand wash station at their workplace, so the worker will be easy to wash their hand before start their work and after their work. Okay, the main function of the control, how does it work in reducing or protection of the hazard? Workers can easily wash, as I said earlier, they wash routinely their hand. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Azli Natasha and I will explain about PPE. Okay, PPE is personal protective equipment that designed to protect the wearer's body from injury and infections. Okay, we look at the first PPE, which is respirators. The hazard involved is chemical hazards such as gases or vapors. And then the special technical features is to use full mask supplied air respirators or SAR. Okay, how does it work in reducing or protect from hazard? Okay, firstly, it protects the eyes from exposures to irritating chemicals, and then it also can supply clean, breathable air through an air lines because it supports filter system. Okay, the next PPE is protective clothing. Okay, the hazards involved is physical hazards, which is usually poor lighting and unsafe high object, and then chemical hazards such as liquid chemicals. Okay, the special technical feature is from the top, use helmet with electrical insulation, and then retroreflective bands on the clothes for high visibility, and then leather glove with ballistic nylon offer a good grip, and then for trousers, close-fitting trousers with ballistic nylon pads for sharp and debris resistant. Okay, and then how it works to reduce and protect from hazard is it reduce electrical shock exposure and protect from falling object, and then it protect against hazard like chemical splashing and low light situation, and then it also give protection against sharp object.
Okay, so next I'll explain about the PPE gloves. So about the gloves, the example of the hazard that involve usually about the physical hazard, for example, is cuts, abrasions, and also bruises. So there are many types of the leathers. Also, we need to use the leathers according to what type of work that we do. Okay, here I list out about 4 types of gloves. The first one is the leather. Okay, leather gloves, fabric gloves, insulating rubber gloves, and also chemical and liquid resistant gloves. Okay, for the leather, usually it being used to protect against the cuts, burns, and also punctures. The second one is fabric gloves. It is made up of the cotton or maybe other fabric. It can protect against the dirt and also abrasions, and also maybe usually can see people who doing like sewing the plank, they use the fabric gloves, the white one. The third one is insulating rubber gloves. This usually being used to prevent the user's hand from the electrical hazards. Okay, usually it's involved the electrical work like welding. And the last one is the chemical and liquid resistant gloves. Okay, usually this is being used when we work with the chemical that have high toxicity and maybe corrosive materials, and maybe we can usually use in the laboratory. But also we need to consider the thickness of the gloves. Okay, for example, we need to immerse our hand in the chemicals. Okay, we need to differentiate between the thickness of the gloves when we need to immerse a part of our hands or maybe whole of our hands in the chemicals. And the main functions for the gloves is to protect the user's hand and fingers from unnecessary injuries, and maybe exposure to the extreme temperature, and maybe also direct contact with chemicals because it can corrode your hands. Thank you.
Okay, next, PPE face shield. The hazard involved is chemical hazard. For example, chemical splash. To control this, we need to wear face shield. How does this special technique control the hazard? The visor can protect the face by blocking any chemical splash. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. My name is Kamalia Akila Nabila binti Kamaramli. I will present to you PPE about eyes protection. Okay, first of all, if we look at the hazards involved in these examples is radiation. Radiation from welding arc can be from non-ionizing and ionizing, but from welding arc usually ionizing, which is ultraviolet and infrared. So what we do, we wear welding helmets because welding helmets have special absorptive lens that filter intense light and the wavelength, so they can protect the eyes and face both from radiation, so that our eyes will be protected from eye pain or tearing. Okay. Okay, next is ear or hearing protection. If we look at example, actually any very loud noise over 85 decibels, such as chiller room or fan room. So what we do, we wear earmuffs, semi-insert or canal caps or earplugs, because if we wear right hearing protectors, we can reduce noise to acceptable volume, so that we can prevent from hearing loss. Next, okay, last is footwear. Footwear, for this example, I chose electrical shocks for physical hazards. So what we do, we wear electrical hazard safety boots, because safety boots with electrical hazards, I mean specifically because it is insulated with tough rubber, so that it can prevent from shocks or burns from electricity. That's all. Thank you.